time of famine in the Melania'Mom Kingdom with the barren womb setting up. Let's tie some things together for us as that widow has been shined up with that Jimmy Kimmel. So past few days I've been talking about that vanishing act with Trump and maybe some replacements for Vance and that Tiger King and the dojo, and a little flip-flop on reality would be where you have this president coming in as a king, and people saying no king, no king, and then you have this Tiger King who's not a president coming in to act like a president, where people are saying Tiger King, Tiger King. So so let's get into this Melania'Mom Kingdom a little bit. I saw her face this morning, and every time I see her, I think of Carmen Sandiego and the Spies and those types of things and the Piece of the Pies. And she's part of that slow oven, the Slovenia. And either way, so I saw her this morning. I was like, she'd be a good replacement for these things going on. And this can happen to where Trump goes into the hospital and then she acts as a representative for another type of auto pen, or maybe Vance takes her out and tries to replace her with her, that kind of thing. But you could see where Vance could come and be taken out and bring in a black woman, right? And then you could have Melania representing Trump in the hospital. Okay, so this is where he's in the darkness, but you have the light shining off him through Melania, and then you have the other black woman, the vice president, trying to go or whatever, and that's part of that battle of the women I've told you about for the second coming of Adon, if it doesn't happen for the election cycle and those crazy times or whatever. So we'll see how these little things lip sync and flip-flop as far as the 2021 through 2024 and those prophecies and such I've told you for the second coming, because we've seen these things play out one way going up to it, and now we discover some clocks and figure some things out, and now we have the 22, and the 22 is the flip on the 25, and the 25, and that extends some things up to that Z28 to the 30 and all those things. And the reflection pool is 2,030 feet, so that's 2030. And either way, that goes with Trump being 82 to the 84, and then that ties back into your Back to the Future cycles and all those little things. And I got into that in some other videos, but the two moons and the double moons that Earth is being talked about having under a certain time frame, this can be all that. And then Melania also had a statue put up of her in Berlin on July 4th, 2020. So, and the Brad Downing and that Downey and that Downey is tied to your doomsday, the silver mask and those types of things, and then your Trondal and Dow Jones and all that stuff. But and then the B-Rad for that rad, the hell tracks, that backwards bicycle. Just some simple little connection points for you. Either way, the Carmen Sandiego and those types of things can tie together where Trump can be taken out through either a trip or a coma or a car wreck or whatever kind of thing, and then we see him gone for 6 months or whatever, doing that recovery. Either way, so this is where the woman will be coming in to clean up shop and those types of things. And the time of famine we've already seen in the first election cycle. The time of famine we will see in this next election cycle, but it will break open in different kind of mirror aspects as far as family. And then we will see the different aspects as far as your food and agriculture and those types of things, and then that's where you're being told this food and that food's going to be banned in a couple of years and blah blah blah. So that's all perfect timing for your election cycle and all the little chaos and whatever else to pick up. But oh, the Abraham Lincoln, the reflection pool, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, has Genghis Khan, Joan of Arc, Beethoven, that's the beet oven, and that's your beet sugar and shit all y'all are eating, and then your slow oven from Slovenia, your Sigmund Freud, that sick shit, all right. And Elon Musk just has an X. He just got some other X something app or platform today or whatever, but that'll be part of the triple X stuff. And then Socrates is Bill and Ted's, Billy the Kid, Bill It Kids. So that big beautiful Bill, the man child, that birth of the man child, in a little different fashion. Either way, the Melania'Mom Kingdom is before you, folks. So just get ready, because that barren womb is being set up, and the last Trump is being set up, and this is where you can have the big divorce. And don't mean Dallas as far as that Don Trump and all those things, but either way, that D is that 4, and that mark in the foreheads, and we saw that tribulation, the tribulation, okay, and then that theater, that man eating in the theater while the stuff was going down, that lady swiping the bottles of the wine. Then he was wanting to say he wants to be on front row, and he's on his way. He's on the back side, so that's also the Lincoln reflection mirror. Either way, the J.D. Vance was mentioned as being Lincoln before, and then Drewski just mentioned doing the Erica Kirk, and he did, or not Erica Kirk, J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk was done by him last time. Then she showed up with a black guy to the WHCD, which is a part of the haircut, that THC and all that stuff. Those are all clocks, because the T to the Z is the 20 to the 26, and then the V is the 22, and the Y, the flux capacitor, is the 25. So the flux capacitor for the Melania Mom Kingdom and those things. But or maybe Trump puts Eric or Don Jr. or Barron or Tiffany or Ivanka or whoever in as the replacement. I don't care if it's the Melania'Mom Kingdom or whatever. You can have the Melania'Mom Kingdom as the moon, and then you can have the dark side of the moon showing on the old world. You also have to have the moon on the new light, as far as that Justin sun and those things rising. So that's where you can have the 3 women coming in and the 1 man, and that's tied to the G. Washington on a little flip-flop manner, and that little trifecta and whatever else for the menage a trois. So either way, it doesn't matter, folks. It's all lining up, and the 3 women kind of make sense the most there. And then putting in the Dark Dawn, you could have Dawn Jr. coming in, being that representative, and then the Eric Stolz coming in. You could have, this could actually work, well, if I say it all, they probably won't do it all, but they'll have to flip-flop it. Either way, you could have Dark Dawn Jr. come in, and then Eric Stolz come in and snipe him off, or flip-flops or whatever, right? Putting the Jacob and Esau shit together. Where one's stealing it from the other, and one's the hunter and one's not. You'd have that playing out, and then the barren womb and those types of things can play out on a little flip-flop passion. Either way, folks, those little seams of reality and the second coming of the dawn and the 47, the 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, all those things for crunching of time or whatever, be a pretty sweet spot. But we can for sure look for some of these things. The other ones on the stack might be an extreme level, but we could see how some of this stuff could come together in the old manifesting as far as the 49th, 48th, and 50th or whatever, because it's already almost May for that Cinco de Mayo, the Margarita Day. The Margarita Day for those retards on the Mars missions.